your friend group at every wealth level.
7 of you at the table. The bill comes to $340. Someone does the math out loud. Someone
Could
else
never be
says,
me.
let's just split it evenly. You
Yeah,
say
me.
nothing. You open the app before anyone else did and already know that $48 puts you negative until Friday. You don't say any of this. You say, sure, split it.
Why did you go out then?
Evenly is fine.
Why did you
The
go out?
7 of you have known each other since school. Same neighborhood, same classrooms, same starting point.
Why is
But
this
the
not working?
starting point is the only
Oh,
thing that is
fuck
ever the
off.
same.
Okay, there you go.
In the 10 years since, money has moved differently for each of you, quietly without announcement, in the direction of the choices
No
each
one the
of you
millionaire.
made and didn't make. Your friend group is not permanent, it is a mirror. And what it reflects changes at every level of wealth.
Ooh.
Everyone around you is in the same position. That is the invisible function of this group. Nobody is doing better enough to make you feel behind. Nobody is doing worse enough to make you feel responsible. The nights out are affordable because you all pick affordable places. The conversations are about jobs, not careers, about rent, not mortgages, about what's on Netflix, not what you're building. The group is warm and familiar and asks nothing of you financially that you can't give. You
Right.
love these people. That is not the problem. The problem is that comfort is expensive in a way that doesn't show up on a bill. The price is paid in the absence of friction. No one in this circle makes you feel the gap between where you are and where you could be. And without that friction, you don't move. You start noticing that every conversation circles back to the same place it started. Nobody in the group has moved. One of
Never.
you gets a better job,
Okay.
not dramatically better, $18,000 more a year. But it's
That's
enough that they
crazy.
stop coming to the cheap places. They suggest a restaurant once, and nobody says anything about the prices because nobody wants to be the one who says anything about.
Nah, I don't agree with this. You know what? Even if I am making good money, right? Yeah, I will go to a place where I know my friends can afford it. You get me? I mean, unless they're like bloody millionaires, then okay, cool. We go to a spot where it's proper expensive. But if I know their financial situation, I mean, I won't know because they're not going to tell me how much they earn. But you can kind of judge them. You know, I'm not judging my friends now. I'm just saying you can kind of tell with what job they got, and blah blah. You know, you know who's broken your friend and who is not broken by the action. You can just tell. So I wouldn't go to an expensive place if my friends couldn't afford it, and even if they couldn't afford it, I would just pay for them if I'm rich. Of course, I'm rich. Yeah,
The
why not?
prices. The group dynamic shifts without anyone naming it. You start to feel, faintly, that you are being left behind by someone you've known for 15 years. Not because they changed, because the money changed what was possible for them, and possibility is contagious in one direction and isolating in another. You start spending more than you should to keep up, not dramatically, just the extra round, just the Uber instead of the subway, just the yes when you should have said not this time. You realize for the first time that your social life has a cost you've never calculated.
And you know another thing, right? Yeah, I don't know why people or like do get the FOMO. I think it's called FOMO or whatever of like not being able to tell your friends like no, I can't afford it. And like me, bro, personally, yeah, I can't lie. I can probably afford anything that I'm mentioning. Not that I'm rich, but I just say I can't afford to go here. I can't afford to do that. Just because I can't be all spending the money and I'd rather invest my money. You get me? I don't know what to do with my brain, but I just love bloody investing. I don't know what to tell, bro.
You start seeing some of the old group less, not because you decided to, because your schedule fills with different things. An online course on Tuesday nights, a Saturday morning you protect for your own work, a dinner with someone from your job who thinks differently about money than anyone you grew up with. You don't announce this. You still show up for the important things. But the casual, reflexive, 3 times a week contact starts to thin. A new layer of people
Why's
enters.
the phone
They're
bent?
not wealthier than you, not yet, but they talk about money differently, as a tool, not a source of anxiety, as something to direct, not survive.
Yeah,
These
okay.
conversations feel slightly uncomfortable at first, the way any new language does. Then they start to feel normal. You stop choosing friends based on who is available. You start choosing them based on who is building. The group is smaller now. Maybe 5 people you'd call without a reason. 3 you'd call at midnight. 1 who knows the actual
I call no
number,
one.
the real one, the net worth figure, not the salary you mention in conversation. These people challenge you in ways the old group never did. One of them tells you directly that your pricing is too low. Another one introduces you to someone who changes the trajectory of a project. A third disagrees with you at dinner, and neither of you apologizes for it afterward. You start to understand that the most valuable thing a friend can give you is accurate information about your blind spots, your
You're right.
potential, the gap between what you're doing and what's possible. Warmth without honesty is comfort. This is something else. You stop measuring friendship by how long you've known someone. You measure it by how honest they're willing to be. Some
Never.
of the old friendships become strange,
2
not
million.
hostile, strange. There is a new silence in certain rooms when your name comes up. Someone makes a comment that lands slightly wrong. A favor is asked that feels like it's being asked because of the number, not because of the history. You navigate this carefully. You don't want to become someone who measures loyalty by wealth level. You also can't pretend that money hasn't changed the dynamics, because it has, and pretending otherwise is its own kind of dishonesty. The friends who stay are the ones who treated you the same when you had nothing. They
Okay.
don't need anything from you except what you've always given. You would do anything for these people. The list of these people is short. You used to think that was a failure. Now you understand it's the point. You stop counting how many people are in your life. You start counting how many actually know you. The group at this level is almost invisible from the outside. No public announcements, no social media proximity, a phone in a drawer, and 3 people who get a response within the hour regardless of what time it is. These friendships are not transactional. That's the thing that surprises people who observe wealth from the outside. The assumption is that rich people only keep rich friends, and that those friendships are about access and leverage. Some of them are.
Yeah.
The ones that last aren't. The ones that last are built on something that was present before the money and survived it. A shared view of something that matters. A willingness to tell the truth when the truth is inconvenient. A history that has nothing to do with any of the numbers. You are worth more than you ever imagined at 23.
23,
Your
1.3
real
million.
friends still call you by the nickname you had then. The bill comes to $340. Someone suggests splitting it evenly. You remember the last time you sat at this kind of table and stayed quiet about the $48. You remember exactly what that silence felt like. The weight of it, the calculation
Auto
running
pay
underneath
all.
the conversation. You pick up the bill, not because you want to be seen doing it, because one of the people at this table sat with you in that silence 15 years ago and never once made you feel it. Somewhere tonight, a group of 7 people who grew up together are splitting a bill evenly. One of them is doing the math in their head and saying nothing. That person is not behind. They are just at the beginning of understanding what the group around you will cost and what it will give back at every level that follows.
Wow, wow, wow. What a amazing video.